issue of Fulani Herdsmen has been trending for many months now in Nigeria, and most people have said so much about it. Recently, some Yoruba kings publicized their support for open grazing, which happens to be what Esme are fighting for, but the southeast regions refuse to allow them operate freely. This is because they have a wrong notion about the Fulani people and the northern cattle rearers at large. Some selected individuals from these two tribes had earlier suggested that their hierarchies should force Fulani Esme to vacate Yoruba land and southeast areas, return to the north, where they can comfortably adopt any system of raising livestock. But that is absolutely wrong to say, because the Fulani Esme are also citizens of Nigeria and are constitutionally backed to do a legitimate business in any part of the country without oppression. So it is never possible to force them out of Yoruba land and southeast states. Well, one can say this is somebody's opinion, but the opinion is not something that one needs to wave off. You don't just wave it off. Do you know why? Because if you can see the president's stand, and since the president said he wants to go in the area of a open what's it called, grazing route, and these people have been emboldened and they've been coming out to tell the southern governors that said there's going to be ban on open grazing by September. That is going to be the deadline, and they said they are jokers. Even the mayor, the umbrella body of a Fulani Esme, they have come out to say the governors are jokers, that if they want to ban open grazing, that they must prepare a place for the Esme. And people are of the opinion that this is just a personal business. So why are you making it as if this and this and that? And people say, let us wait till that September, whether the governors are jokers, whether they are dreamers or not. So they have been coming out to say they are not going to obey, because I could remember vividly in Oyo State they have they have put it into law to ban open grazing. The same thing in Benue State, and they have been at loggerheads with the government of Benue State that they will never submit to that a report, or to that, how will I put it, to that law, that nothing will happen. And now Buhari has come out to tell, invariably he has said there's nothing like an open grazing that these people will see. He will go and root out all the reserve routes for them to continue to go openly. What does that tell you? So if somebody is not telling you now that their Fulani cannot be forced out of Yoruba land and Southeast, and you think the person does not know what he's talking about, it's based on what even the president and where and what it stands for and where it belongs to. Only the federal government or federal legislative people are mad set of people. They have refused to perform their duty as expected. How can someone spend much on farm and only for cows to eat everything up? And some people are talking of rights to do business anywhere in the country. The above writer must be insane for thinking irresponsible. Well, I believe that Yoruba and Igbo people will never cross fingers and be looking at the foolishness of the legislatures. Well said. Well, very sound statement. Nobody is forcing Fulani Esme out of Nigeria, but they should stay comfortably in the north. They should not pass their boundaries. Leave them. If they send thunder to those Fulani that is doing evil work, then you will know what they can force, or you will know that they can be forced out of the land that they have become torn on the flesh of the people. They are backed with constitutional rights to destroy farmlands, rape women, kidnap people for money and ritual purposes, engage in terror acts and religious jihad wars while doing their business. What do you see talk about? Are they the only person that raping, kidnapping people for money and ritual this thing? Where is this one coming from? They are free to bring their cattle and sell in Southeast, but they cannot rear them in another person's land illegally. Even though they have rights to do business anywhere in Nigeria, it must be legitimate business. Buhari has scattered this country. There's no doubt. Buhari has scattered this country. You see that he does not bother. If you people like cry from that eternity. And I said it before now that because the Southerners rejected Ruga and this is a national livestock whatever, and that was the reason why he has been keeping quiet, and he has even come out to even seal the reason why he was quiet about the killing of a killing by these herdsmen. And he said nothing like a ban on open grazing, that he has to go back to 1960 something constitution, how it is being done as at that time. And people said it's not going to happen, it is not possible. So he has made his stand known. So I don't think there's anything anybody can do about it. And that is why these people are so bold, so confident. You can now see that they're not looking for trouble. Of course, they are looking for trouble. Can you imagine? Right now, Fulani has destroyed my farm, and people I borrow money from are chasing me about, even upon police extract evidence, and one of the culprits still was set free. Where you borrow money, it's none of their business. Oh. It's none of their business. They cannot leave the money like that. But just unfortunate that it happened to you. It happened to you because the people might not want to listen. They can say, okay, because of that. And the government are supposed to come to your rescue. It ought not to have happened in the first place. It ought not to have happened. It was not supposed to have happened in the first place. But it has happened, and it's happening over and over again. Over and over again. And that is where the problem lies. And these people have said they are going nowhere. That they will go nowhere. They will go nowhere, meaning that the open grazing will continue. The atrocities they are committing will still continue unhindered. That is exactly what it means. That is it. Wrong. If any king in Yoruba land, that means he has sold his people for pottage. You have no conscience if you will allow cows to feed from farm crops while you are selling your cows for yourself. You are wicked. No God in you. Nobody banned them in the first place. They were only told not to do open grazing. So you want to tell me that they did not understand that? They do understand that. They do understand that, but it is just wickedness. They don't care. Just like somebody said, you will take your somebody will borrow money or will use us this life saving to do his farm work, and you take your own cow to go and destroy it. At the end of the day, you sell your cow, you want to make profit, leaving the person that you have used in feeding your cows with in harmony, in agony, in sorrow, and you expect things to move on. Like I said, no matter our prayer, irrespective of how we will pray, definitely in as much we celebrate injustice, this country will never move forward.